community can make and break you. And I think for me, it's more so of things like you either control your environment or let your environment control you. To now where I found faith in Jesus. Yeah, I would say that. Severely obese. Like, that's not even like, I was like, I weighed more.
Are you joking?
No, I weighed more than I weigh now. And I was maybe like 5 to 6 inches shorter. You don't need to wait till you get an ankle injury to be like, oh, I should train my ankles. You know what I mean? Prevention is better. Prevention is better than recovery. Just make sure that your self-criticism is constructive and not destructive.
All right, what's up, guys? Back on another episode of the podcast. If you're looking at the order of the podcast, it should be episode 3. And we're having a first guest today, which is actually kind of crazy. You guys will figure out more about him. I like to say I know him pretty well.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm really excited for this episode. And yeah, so let's see. For some context, it is Monday, November 3rd. What?
No.
20th. Yeah, 20th. I saw. Yeah, 20th. We're using our phones to record still. Might get more of a setup later on, but this is really authentic. And without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. And yeah, we can have the guest introduce himself. So, what is your name? Where are you from? And tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Gabriel or Gabriel. I'm from Puerto Rico. Raised, not born, but full Puerto Rican DNA. So there's that. What was the other question you said?
Oh yeah. So where are you from? But like, what are you doing here? Like, where are you? Yeah. What do you all?
We're in EL.
Oh, yeah. What is EL even?
Studying. That's East Lansing. Studying at the university.
Oh,
Michigan State.
Of course.
University.
Okay.
We're in the state of Michigan. Didn't expect to be here. But here we are in the apartment.
Cool. Are you studying anything?
No, I'm actually just here for fun. I'm just home.
Oh, it's homeless.
I study marketing. I'm studying marketing at the Eli Broad College of Business.
Yeah.
At Michigan State University. What a name.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this dude's my roommate, by the way. He's not that homeless. We live here in the podcast studio, which has now become our living room. So, yeah, there's that.
Or the living room that's now become the podcast
studio.
Oh,
sorry, the living room that's now become the podcast studio. However you want to phrase it. But yeah, do you first want to give us a little bit of a story of like why we both are like extremely like suited up right now with a bunch of clothing?
Yeah, so basically I'd come from tutoring, so I work as a tutor.
You work?
Yeah. Some would consider it work. I consider it work. So tutoring, I tutor.
Hold on, how do you tutor if you're like a student? Like,
so we have student tutors at MSU, and basically, I tutor a basic introductory Python course there. That doesn't mean I'm a computer science. As soon as I say I do Python, all of a sudden,
nerd.
It sounds like I was about to hack into the mainframe of the Pentagon. That's not the case. So I just came back from there. It was a long day. I hurt my leg, so I had a little bit of limp on the bus, get here, and the apartment stink. Whole place stink. It smells bad. And I'm like a bit confused.
Because like we usually keep it pretty clean.
Yeah, we keep it very clean. So and it did smell like that earlier. So I like immediately it smelled like gas, like a gas leak. So I checked, smelling the just all over the apartment, and bottom line, basically, essentially, there was either a gas leak or a problem with our heater. So we had to turn off the heater and open the windows. And currently it's like, 37 degrees or something.
Yeah,
outside
it's a little
with
cold.
The windows open. So that's why my boy here got the
I'm
the
having
winter
full
coat.
a winter coat on.
I still got heat stored up under the hoodie, so I'm still a little warm, but my feet getting cold, so
Yeah.
I might need to suit up too in a minute. But that's we're a little free, we're a little chilly, but that's just it's all mental. We'll be fine.
It's all mental. Mind over matter. Now keep in mind, like when I got back, like I smell something too. So like whatever he's saying is like there's something going on. But I had the great idea of lighting a candle just to get rid of the smell.
Yeah, that like luckily it was not a gas, because if it was actually a gas leak, we
would have been cooked.
It would have exploded the entire apartment complex.
Like we literally would have been cooked.
Yeah, it would have been fried. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how we kind of got here now. And hopefully it gets hopefully everything's okay. So yeah, so we're both college students, and I kind of talked about this on the previous episodes. You should go back to those episodes if you haven't listened to them yet. But how each day for me like kind of looks different. And like I think that's partially the nature of being a college student. I was also talking about like being an entrepreneur, like at least trying to, like just doing like random and like hopefully cool, interesting things. What do you think about that? Does each day for you like look pretty routine, or like is it like pretty different?
Yeah, so I'm a pretty habitual person, if that's the right word for it. Like I've been accustomed to doing like similar, I get it, like maybe not the same routine all throughout my life, but different like stages, like different arcs of my life have a different routine that I could abide by. And like sometimes it alters, but I could stay pretty consistent, which is a good and a bad thing. But like usually I just like, I like the consistency is not the right word, but I like having
the routine, like
I like the
routine, like no one's
similar, because it's like you get to master that routine. Like basically it's like once things become like you've done it enough times, you could figure out like what's the most efficient methods of doing that. But if you're always changing, it's like I feel like you never like peak. You just like get a taste, okay, and then like maybe eventually you build your own thing.
Yeah.
But not like on the spot. I kind of like, which again, like I said, it's a good and a bad thing, but that's just kind of how I'm used to doing things. Why I'm like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably genetic.
Genetic?
And it's like,
do we believe in, what is it called? Oh, yeah, nature versus nature.
Nature versus nurture. You said nature versus nature.
Oh, my fault. Nature versus nurture. Yeah. Yeah, those are often like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Right? No.
No.
Okay, well, point being is like those are things. But like, what does a typical day look like for you though?
I mean, as of late, it has been a little like on and off, like as in like
what does that mean?
Like how I was just saying how I usually do things very similar. These last few days have not been that.
Oh, okay.
It's been inconsistent, but just generally speaking, wake up, go to class, tutor, eat, go to the gym, spend time with my girlfriend, and yeah, praise God.
Praise God. Yeah, amen. So I think like one thing that's interesting too is like we're juniors right now. How is like your lifestyle change, or maybe mentality, kind of lifestyle and mentality change since freshman year? So kind of take you back a little bit coming into college from Puerto Rico. I think you're in RBC, right?
Yeah. So RBC stands for Residential Business Community. That's like in the business college.
Yeah.
Here, like the freshman, you could be a part of a program called the RBC, and it was Residential Business Community, and we all lived in like the same sector of campus. That's how like we kind of met.
Yeah, and we like automatically got into like the business school with that. It was a pretty cool program. But like I guess diving into that, at least for me, now I just found myself way more busy. Kind of coming into college, you're like exposed to a lot of things, but you don't really commit to them. Well, some people might. I guess I didn't really commit. I didn't really know what I wanted to do at first, as a lot of people don't and still don't, right? So for me, I felt like I was still like tasting a lot of things, but like last year and especially this year, I kind of have like my core like go to like three, four things I really go to. What has your experience been like that? Like, do you find yourself doing more or less
than freshman year?
Yeah.
Like I've realized that I could just do like.
Are you doing different things?
It would take me longer to do less freshman year.
Longer to do
like I'm just more efficient. I'm just a more efficient human now than I was in freshman year. Like just basic things like organization. Like I would be like just become like immaturity. Just like you're faster to clean stuff.
Yeah,
it's like a small thing that I clean things way faster. Like I would be more prepared, or like balance classing and like classes, and like I didn't tutor, but I got tutored freshman year, so it's like similar kind of like you have to go to something and like time it, like preparing for that, and then time for my other things like gym. Like I was not able to like balance the gym like not working out, but just like going out to the gym to hoop. And school properly freshman year. Like I didn't know how to balance those things, so it was either one or the other. Like I couldn't do both. Now it's not that big of a deal. So I'm just overall more efficient.
Okay, cool. And like one thing you mentioned there was like you got tutored freshman year and now you're tutoring yourself.
Yeah.
So like talk about that evolution and like how's that been?
So second semester of freshman year, I want to say that, or no, I think I might have. Okay, so not freshman year. I got confused. So I got tutored my sophomore year, my first semester of sophomore year, for the class that I now tutor. And the second semester of my sophomore year, I tutored that class. So I've been tutoring this basic CSC course since my sophomore year.
Okay.
When I got tutored, I know that sounds a little confusing, but yeah, I tutored and got tutored.
Essentially, you went from student to teacher.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like you said, hooping too. Are you still hooping nowadays?
No.
What happened?
So
this sounds like a long story.
There's a long convoluted origin story to my relationship to basketball. I like basketball for a while now. Not as like some kids like love basketball since they're like a toddler. Like I like basketball like since Troy Bolton was hooping with the Wildcats in High School Musical.
Okay.
but I didn't have like a basketball court to play on or anything, like, and I wouldn't.
You didn't live in a mansion?
I didn't. I essentially I did. I was like
private coaches, private chefs.
I was too shy when I was younger, back home to go play basketball because of the other kids. And then like eventually at like around the age of like 12, my stepdad got a little basketball hoop and we started playing. And I would just play there every single day. All up until I graduated high school and I came here, and like this was my first time like living in the States since I was a baby. And we had access to indoor courts, everything, boom. It was super exciting, so I would just play basketball for like I said, my freshman year I didn't know how to balance classes. All my classes were asynchronous.
Yeah.
So like I just had all the time in the world. I didn't need to go to no classes physically. So like I had so much time to just go there and like basically play basketball. And essentially I just like didn't know how to like stop, if that makes sense. So I just hooped so much.
So you were just playing, like you were playing no thoughts, just shooting hoops.
Like I was thinking, but I was just thinking about getting better. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was just kind of like obsessed. There wasn't no real like goal, as in like some people were like, oh, I want to make the league and stuff.
Yeah.
Like maybe I thought about that when I was like 14. But like in like high school, like as soon as I got to high school, and as soon as I got to college, like I played on basketball on the high school team.
Yeah.
Like in my high school team, but I wasn't like, I didn't think I was gonna make the league or anything.
Okay.
I just really liked playing basketball. Like at some point, like I'd watch a lot of basketball YouTubers, like I don't know, y'all know, like D Frigga or Marcellus Howard.
I like Jax, my eye roller. I'm probably
high roller. He makes like NBA cup. I mean like
Mike
basketball,
Kors,
like park YouTubers.
Yeah,
and I was just like watching OD, and I thought that would be cool to do, like just play basketball. But essentially, to the point of the story of where I'm at now with it, like I played so much that throughout this time, like since high school, I was playing so often and resting so little. I just got a bunch of like small injuries, like ankle rolls and, you know, jumpers, knees and things like that. But I just wouldn't like rest. So something that was like small, like maybe like might have sprained a little ankle, like a very light sprain or something. Those injuries built up to more severe injuries to the point where I'm now, where I haven't felt 100% in just like, not just basketball, but just like regular human activities like walking.
Like your daily life.
It's my daily life. Like I haven't felt 100% in like years at this point.
Years is crazy.
So
I think that's considered chronic once it gets more than like injury wise, right?
Like
once it gets more than like a couple months.
I've been in a couple months is no. It takes like a couple months to heal from an injury.
Well, like it depends.
Like chronic,
like a sprained ankle can be like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, like for example, I did like right now. So basically, as of right now, I used to play basketball yesterday, and I think I strained my hamstring. Oh, another reason why a lack of
man's is injury, man.
Like
injury, man.
what's it called?
Mr.
Another reason why I didn't heal my injuries was because I didn't
Can't
my
stop.
health
won't
insurance didn't work back home, so I just would never go to the doctor. And even now, the insurance I have is insurance that's for the islands. It's not for here. So like, it's some places it works, some places others. I just don't go to the doctor. So like I guess I do a lot of self-diagnosing, but it's like I feel like once you injured the same thing enough times, you kind of get a good idea of what it is.
Yeah.
So like just recently, I've been building up, and I've gone better. I've had like, just to list a couple of the injuries I've had. Like, I'll just describe the feeling without diagnosing, so I don't trigger anything. But like, severe soreness in my Achilles, both of them. Severe soreness in my patella tendon on my right knee.
Yeah.
Severe pain in my left hip. That caused me to walk very.
You know what I think you need? You need a trip to Frankfurt, Germany for LeBron.
I need to go get the.
Let's talk about that 2008 Miami Heat LeBron.
The Miami Heat LeBron, the stem cell infused Mickey James.
You still watch basketball though, right?
I still watch tons of basketball.
Okay.
But honestly, I just try to, like, I feel like it's like I'm a recovering basketball addict. Like, I just
You're to rehab.
Yeah, like, cause it's just not good. It just comes with self-control, and then we'll like I mentioned, like God just briefly, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But
yeah,
with basketball, essentially, injured, and yeah, now just trying to like leave that behind so I could just focus on being able to be a functional human again, like physically, like have my body be actual, like usable, and not in pain or discomfort at all times. Yeah, it's been a long time since I haven't felt any discomfort. Pain, sometimes the pain goes away, but discomfort, I'm almost always like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like in some way, whether it's again Achilles, knee, hamstring, hip, shoulder.
You know, I'm really interested because like
wrist,
injured all over.
Yeah,
down
lower back.
Lower back. Hopefully you don't have any CTE from like head injuries. You didn't play football.
Oh no, I didn't. Like, most of my head injuries happened when I was doing parkour at the 80s, between 9 and 14.
Man's just doing parkour and then basketball.
Yeah, no, I love parkour, but I did
hardcore parkour.
Times, I'm not gonna lie.
No, bro, that's so down bad. Yeah. No, that kind of goes with what I wanted to say. So like, I'm from Michigan, right, guys? And I played football. If you guys go listen to the first podcast or second episode, like I talk about it. But yeah, I played football, and football is pretty crazy. Tackle football, especially when like, I guess for me, I wasn't really like a receiver or like a DB.
I thought you played tag football.
Tag football? Freeze tag?
Freeze tag.
No, I felt like I was in the trenches sometimes, like playing linebacker, running back. Felt like I was in the trenches, and like, I think my brain's good, but you never know. But and to my point, kind of like, you guys don't really have American football over there, do you, in Puerto Rico?
Like, no. Like, I remember I had a friend that used to play it, but it's not as big. Like, high schools don't got football.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just going to a high school and playing football. There's no football fields.
Yeah.
It's really either basketball, volleyball, soccer,
yeah.
Baseball. Baseball is huge, but baseball just requires so much equipment that's like some schools just stop doing that. There's like exclusively
baseball's for the Cubans, right?
Baseball is just big all over the Caribbean.
Okay.
Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Venezuelans.
How was it like growing up in Puerto Rico? I guess in the sense of like did you live differently? Like
to like here?
Like, for example, if you're in PR, this might be a weird question. If you're in PR, you'd wake up and like, oh, I can actually go to the beach.
I mean, I actually really disliked the beach growing up. So like, I like people think living in Puerto Rico, let's go to the beach every day.
Yeah.
I didn't live like, okay, so like to people, I guess like in the
What's your address?
I think in the States,
Just kidding.
I think in the States, like what I'm about to say might sound like it's close, but like the Puerto Rico is a small island. So if you like live in Puerto Rico, it's like, for example, I was like 30 minutes away from a beach. And like maybe here, like Michigan's like, oh, that's pretty close. But for me, like 30 minutes is like, bro, like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
like a fourth of the island.
I lived like more so like not in the middle of the island, but like if anyone's from Puerto Rico, if you know where Caguas is, I lived in Caguas. And that's like a bit south from the capital.
The heart of the island.
Yeah, they call it like the heart of the island, or whatever. But I didn't really like the beach. In terms of like living differently, I mean, I lived way different. Like I didn't even worry about the cold.
Yeah.
Like I would never look at the temperature app. I would not be concerned about.
You would just know it's hot.
Like I just know it's like probably gonna be like it's gonna be I was not concerned on temperature change.
Yeah.
Like I was never like the only thing was it got too hot. You're like, okay, it's like 105 or something. It's like really hot today. But like Puerto Rico was real humid too, and there's like trees. So I was like, where I lived, there wasn't too much breeze. So it was just, you just were pretty, it was like more so whether it was going to rain or not rather than like it was just going to change temperature. Because even if it's raining, it's still like hot. Like, and it just, no, when it rains, it just sucks. I'm not going to lie. When it rains, it's just humid. It's just sticky, just everything just, it feels heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
So I've been to PR twice now. Big thanks to this dude, by the way. Amazing dude. My roommate. And I suggest everyone, if you can, one of these days, maybe invest in the trip to Puerto Rico. Maybe I'll have an episode where I just talk about PR, but like I think it'll change your life, especially if you've never been to like that side of the world before. And like another question I had for you is like, I guess what you see among like Puerto Ricans too is like, are their lifestyles different than Americans? Like I can tell you like Americans, like nowadays I feel like there's a fast food chain on like every block. Definitely just a big like consumerism mentality. And I even feel like we're like kind of stepping away from like, I guess like nature and like God in maybe some ways too. Is there like a consensus or like a way, like a culture maybe people live their life in Puerto Rico? Like a difference from here?
I mean, yeah, like it's different but it has a lot of similarities obviously with the US colonizing PR. Like there is a lot.
Yeah, it's a U.S. colony. That's a whole thing too.
So like we do have our own culture. It's interesting. So it's like for Puerto Ricans, first you got like when we speak on like Puerto Rican culture, it's like there's Puerto Rican culture where it's like universal. Like if you live in Florida, you could still, or live in New York or something, you could still have that Puerto Rican culture. There's that side of the culture, and then there's living in the island of Puerto Rico culture. They're very different because it's like the environment dictates a lot, right? So in PR, obviously, with like the situation of we just been recovering for a while from the hurricane.
Yeah.
What's it called? Also, you have situations like the extreme amount of gentrification that's happening, like in more of the bigger like cities. But if you're not from the bigger cities, like it's hard to describe. It's very different. So like if you go to like the capital or like the bigger like cities, it's really Americanized.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of places in Puerto Rico that's like it's still Puerto Rican, but it's like you could tell that the U.S. has their fingerprints on it. And you mentioned with the fast food and the like just the consumeristic mindset. Like that's very, very, very strong in like especially where the younger communities is. But like a lot of the middle of the island, it's like older people because there's more old people than middle-aged people. There's not that many like middle-aged people on the island just based on like after the hurricane, most like working, it will just moved. They just moved to Florida because we have American citizenship, so it just makes sense. It made sense for a lot of people. So if you had the money, essentially like a lot of those middle-class people that had the money, they moved to a better place because it's just like if you had the opportunity, right, why not seek better? But then a lot of the people that either didn't have the funds or maybe they were just so well off that they just didn't really care. They would just stay. So it lead like this really weird. So it's like you're gonna find like very like fluctuates. It's like places where it's like really traditional Puerto Rican, like mountains, like Jibaro, if you know what that means, like Puerto Rican, like where you from the mountains and your grandpas do like the cockfighting and stuff, like with the
with chickens.
Yeah,
okay.
That kind of Puerto Rican.
I don't know if that's here for real.
That Puerto Rican culture, and then there's like the more Americanized, which it would be pretty similar here. The only difference is like we speak Spanish and we're like Latinos, so it's like we're Caribbeans at the end of the day. So like that kind of flair of culture. Like music is very popular, entertainment is very popular. We're like the hub of Latin music.
Okay. Do you have any Puerto Rican foods that you would suggest? I mean, I've had mofongo, which is pretty good, which is like plantain. I don't even know how to describe it actually properly. You wanna describe it?
Yeah, so
Tostones.
so like mofongo. So in PR we eat a lot of plantains. And there's many different ways you can eat plantains. There's what we call like amarillos or maduros, which are like if like it just cut up plantains and you just fry them and it's sweet. Then we have tostones, which are like you take plantain, you mash it into a disc and fry it and salt it. And then
Those are so good.
and then we eat that with maju ketchup. You know what I mean? No, not
mayo.
not mayo ketchup, maju ketchup.
Bro, you don't like mayo?
Maju ketchup. You know what I mean? You mix it. That's how you make it. And then there's mofongo, which is like it's like a volcano of plantains that you mash, and then you like form into a volcano, and you could like put all kinds of chicken or meat or shrimp or seafood, anything you kind of want in there, and then they have different sauces on it. It's just, and it's like the texture is like hard, like it's like not hard like a rock.
The way it can hold its shape.
Yeah,
It's like firm.
It's firm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it has some resistance
substance.
when you bite into it. It's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a comparison, but nothing like comes to mind on the top of my head. But yeah,
Like the reason I asked that is because like when I went to PR, I feel like if I lived in PR, which actually could be a thing, like you never know. But like if I lived in PR for real, like I would have a hard time like controlling my appetite, my hunger. And that's just not me, because I'd be loving food like a lot of other people too. And I talked about on previous episode, I might need to stop referencing these episodes. If I keep referencing them, like y'all just gotta go watch them at this point. But I talked about how like if you work out more, you can like eat more. It's just like if you're gonna eat food, like if you love food, you might as well work out. If you work out, just eat some food, bro. Like get your gains right. Well, basically
bulking.
permanently.
You stop working out, but don't stop bulking.
Oh yeah, are you bulking, cutting? What are you doing?
I'm bulking right now.
You're bulking.
I'm eating good. Right
What are you doing to bulk? You're on a lean bulk, a hard bulk.
I'm just eating
Just eat.
wherever the food at.
Just eat food. I don't know if I recommend that. Oh yeah, and another part of this, guys, is like if y'all need like some fitness help, some fitness education, check out my website. I can get y'all right. But this is not like a sponsorship, so it's just my thing. So if y'all wanna check that out, go over there. But
yeah, this man has been getting me right in the gym. I was never lifting no weight.
He's not paid to do this, by the way.
Nothing, not a single weight. I was skinny. I wasn't strong like that. This man, he gave me. I increased 12 pounds.
All
12 pounds, 100% muscle, no fat. In fact, I've lowered my
body fat. Yeah.
So it's just like his program, gotta get it. It's a must. That's only if you want to get ripped and look super cool. But if you want to
better, feel better. The main thing is look better, feel better, and like I wanna help people. Like I don't just wanna like I kind of wanna like give people like what they need, obviously, but I also wanna like teach y'all, like teach you rather than just give you, kind of like both of those things. So so you can invest in like your long term.
Yeah, I got my little pump cover right here, but without this, I kind of look like Dwayne a little.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
The Rock.
Oh, what does your shirt say?
Oh, it says the Salt Company.
Wait, what is that?
The Salt Company. So the Salt Company.
Is this an after salt now?
It's a Christian organization. It started in Iowa, but they got it's basically like a college ministry. So they have like churches. They go through like college campus. So they have one here at East Lansing, one in Ann Arbor, one in Iowa, Ohio, I believe. Ohio, like
they're all over the U.S.
All over the U.S. And they basically just like, again, college ministry, trying to spread the gospel to the youth. And because like, and their strategy essentially, or the game plan is like, you bring it to the next gen. You bring the gospel to the next generation, and you're ensuring that like the message of God keeps on spreading. And the good teachings, the good news is taught and spread rather than dies out with the older generation. So that's the big part. They got this.
No, this hoodie, by the way, I don't know if y'all can see the hoodie. If you want to go up there like slightly, like right here. Oh yeah, he's injured, so it's gonna take a sec. Oh, can you like? Damn. All right. We're going to zoom in hopefully when we get to that. Maybe. Oh, maybe you want to show it to that camera right there. Yeah. Yeah, little 360. He's a model too. You actually did do a modeling shoot earlier this year, right?
I did.
How was
I
that?
do shoot. It was cool. It was my first little modeling shoot. I'm usually behind the camera. I'm usually taking pictures rather than being in front of the camera. It was my first time being in front of the camera. Not the first time, but like officially, like it was with a organization here on campus, of VIM Magazine.
VIM Magazine.
They do
They do photo shoots, all types of
photo shoot magazines, high fashion, all things like that. So
yeah.
I auditioned and I got the invite, so it was cool. And he did this last year.
I did this last year.
He did this
I'm
last
still
year.
hoping to do a second semester. I'm just waiting for the call. Sometimes like I talk about God a little bit on this podcast. We'll see how much. Or I guess we'll see where it ends up going. But I was gonna say like, yeah, I didn't get the green light this semester, but like next semester, like I might get it. Like I might get that call. So a lot of times God is not telling you no, he's just telling you to wait. Maybe.
That's a fact.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, everything like it's super hard to be like, oh, this is why.
Yeah, like you don't really know really. It's kind of like,
But it's just one of those things. It's just better to think that way.
exactly.
You know, it's like, yeah, wasn't meant to be.
Wasn't meant to be. So kind of getting back to like health and fitness a little bit. You're injured. You're bulking. Are you gonna? Wait. When's the plan for the cut?
Summer.
Summer.
So last summer, I had lost 10 pounds, and I realized just how easy it is when you're living alone, and buying your own groceries to starve and lose weight. So I started fasting.
Yeah.
For economic purposes.
Economic purposes. Wait, I thought you were rich. What?
For economic purposes, I started fasting, and I actually enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a fun challenge, and I lost like 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
And that wasn't water weight either, because I was drinking a lot of water.
You're like 6'7" too, so it's like,
Yeah, like it just, you know what I mean? It
like dang.
distributed a lot. So
Yeah.
like basically, I plan on like
He's 5'4".
I was before I wasn't in the weight room or anything. I was fasting aside from economic reasons to not gain weight, like so that because since I was recovering from it, so I just recently hurt I have a lot of injuries, but one of the major ones, I hurt my knee, and I couldn't really like run or do any real cardio.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to just inflate, become super like just expand.
Yeah.
So essentially, I start fasting for that reason. So this summer, I'm gonna pick up as much like weight / muscle in the weight room, so that when I come summertime, I can do similar thing, fast, boom, and then like I have 2 semesters worth of bulking, and then like trying to gain as much muscle as I can, and then cut during the summer, and then kind of do that senior year too, and then see how much bigger I am from summer to summer.
No, that's a cool strategy, and like you see like, especially like athletes do this. So like, boxing, wrestling, all types of athletes do this, especially if they're like trying to meet a certain weight for like a category.
Like a weight class.
Weight class, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you probably know more about that than me. But I don't think you're gonna be doing that anytime soon. You're kind of just doing it for health reasons, right?
Yeah, I'm not planning on fighting. No.
You don't need to fight when you're already injured.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, man. Like, this is the part of the podcast where I run out of things to say.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. But like, I guess like, what are some things like that are going on in your life right now? I guess things that you're currently either starting and like looking to like progress in the future. Or things that are ending, because like it's almost the end of the semester, which is crazy, by the way, because I don't know if you're a college student watching this. I don't know if you're, who knows, maybe you're like in like
Mima.
Japan. Oh, who?
Mima or Peepa.
Mima or Peepa. Maybe you're in Japan and you own like a, I don't even know, what can I say to not get canceled? What are those swords?
Samurai or not?
No. Let's just say you own like a katana, or let's just say you own like an ancient samurai collection.
Oh,
or something.
The collection of samurai.
Yeah, let's just say that you're that
humans,
person. And that's really cool. Shout out to you. That's you. But like, it feels weird being a college student because our lives are kind of divided, at least the way I think about it, by semesters. Like next semester, it seems like far away, even though it's right here. But I feel like it almost sets the stage for like new beginnings and new growths.
Yeah, I think college is super interesting because not only does each semester
Like each semester has its own arc.
Yeah, it's like you live by arcs, and each semester is like even in 1 year. Like I always get these confused because my freshman year, my first semester of freshman year, my second semester of freshman year were so drastically different that it feels like, well, I wouldn't say drastic, but they're different enough that like I almost classify them as different like school years in my head. I always confuse them, but they're completely different. Like,
and it's like, things are gonna be different, but you don't even know what.
You don't know how.
Like it's like coming into this year, like I had no idea. I did not have the word podcast in my vocab the whole.
I'm not gonna lie. Like college semester, like college is just like entering a hyperbolic time chamber and adulting. Like it's just like
infinite growth.
I feel like yeah, you just like can actually change so much. Right. Given that you put yourself in a position to change, or you're like,
that's true. You gotta be.
Everyone changes somewhat, but like there's us too. But it's like you can actually change so much that it's like fresh again. Like I forgot how I even was existing freshman year. Like, like
I was saying when we first met each other freshman year too, coming into the dorms.
We were roommates like all throughout like college. Like
yeah, and it feels like we're like, I don't know. It's just crazy because we're the same people but so different at the same time.
Yeah, no. Like and when you look back on like pictures, that's another thing. It's like we've been taking a lot of pictures and we've had just like like random videos sometimes of just like since freshman year. So it's like you look back, you're like, dang man, like it changed so much. Like how are we even get here? And then like when you start college, you're fresh out of like high school, you're still like a teenage still mentality, and it's like now it's not like we're like some unks or like old heads, but it's like now you finish college, you're like in your 20s. Like
yeah, bro.
And then it's like you're still a kid, but like exponentially different from hopefully in a positive way.
Like hopefully you're not the exact same, because like if you're the exact same and just 1 year older, it's like don't waste time essentially. At least that's my take on that. And crap, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something profound, I swear.
No, I believe it. No, but yeah, no, it's just like even me. Like so we mentioned the salt company. We mentioned. Like God was like when I was in like freshman year, like I wasn't like like my freshman year was like I was still a non-believer. Like I didn't believe God.
You're a spiritual though, right?
Like I believed in like a higher being, but my take was just like I felt like religion historically has been so much. I felt like religion historically was so muddied by like just the negative things people have done with it in terms of like colonization, slavery, like all these things.
Especially being from Puerto Rico, you like knew about colonization.
And then how like toxic some church systems could be. Like I just had such a I was so turned off by that I just was like, okay, like I used to be atheist. I grew up I then became spiritual. I'm like, okay, there might be a higher power out there because like I started feeling like tapping in more to like just nature, and then I felt like, okay, there has to be a higher power out there. This world is like too, like everything happens too well for like a reason to be nothing. So there has to be.
It's like it's too perfect. Sometimes.
Right. There has to be a higher power out there, but I'm not going to define it as anything because I don't know if I could trust these like religions and things of that nature. So my mindset was like, there got to be a higher power out there, but it's like it's too complex for me to really figure it out.
Yeah,
it's like a one-on-one connection. And then from there, I had like to now where I found faith in Jesus, and like I use the word like, I mean there is there isn't no other term for this other than Christianity. But from definitely like the emphasis on the connection with like the Bible and Jesus, and like getting to know the Lord again, to meet starting from the beginning. With a relationship with God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, and then from there going to church and learning instead of going to church to find that.
Yeah.
I think for me it was very different. So like that's drastically changed for me like freshman to now.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it's almost like a completely different person.
No, and what's so crazy about this, guys, is like since we've known each other since like freshman year, like it's been like what 2 going on 3 years now. It's crazy because I've been here for like the whole part of it. Like coming into college, like, would you say you're atheist? Early
I'd
atheist.
say I was way cool. I was like, I didn't know what I was going. I was like, I think I'm.
There was
spiritual,
something,
but
something. Like it's kind of ambiguous sometimes, right? But point being is like, not just a big change for him, but like when you see someone else change, whether that's through like spirituality, religion, like finding faith in Jesus or something else, right? Like let's say you just wake up one day, and it's when sudden changes happen too. It's like let's say you wake up one day and your boy just starts like rapping like the best rapper you ever see, right? You like, wait a dang minute, like what? Like have you always been like this? Did someone tell you something? Did it's like what happened for you? So it definitely like is like a light for other people too around you. And it makes people like sometimes question. It makes people like look at like what's going on. And I think that's really cool, by the way. I don't know if I've said this too enough, but like you've definitely like inspired me to like kind of get back into my faith as well and like really tap into that. We're both part of Salt Company, and like one of the things I've really grown to be fond of and like really value while being in college is community. And I definitely find a big community like in the Salt Company, and just college in general. Like I'm literally living around like all my friends, whether they're on campus or like off campus. Like I have some friends who like live right over here, and I see people that I know every single day. And no matter where I go on campus, right, I'll see people, and sometimes it's not even on campus. It's like sometimes it's too much, but at the same time, it's like it's such a special place to be. And that's something I didn't have as much growing up that I would definitely want to have like from now on into the future. What is your take on community? And what do you think about that?
I think like community is probably, I mean, we're created to be in communities. Like from the dawn time, humans was always just in community. Like
Yeah, don't be by yourself.
Like the lone wolf, like all right, bro, like like the lone
Me against the world.
The lone wolf is cool for an aesthetic, but it's like not even viable. Like long term, we're just made to just be together. Like we're social beings, right? So it's like community can make and break you. And I think for me, it's more so with things like you either control your environment or let your environment control you. What I mean by that is like your environment is always going to influence you, but you could choose where to put yourself. Well, I mean, like if you're not like a child, right?
Yeah, like nowadays, like that's one thing that's cool, right? Like kind of being an adult or like. I guess being in college, right? Like you get to make all your own decisions pretty much.
Right. Like choosing your friends, choosing where you want to live, choosing the environment you want to be in, where you choose to be, not just like physically, but also just like with your own time, like whether that's on the internet. Because now it's like you could transport yourself to places. Like when I was a kid, I was watching a ton of KSI and I pulled up to the crib with a UK accent. Like,
what?
Like, you know what I mean? Like you could just warp yourself now and with technology. That's like you really think you're from the ends, but you're not, bro. Like,
shout out KSI. I'm gonna fight you one day. Just kidding.
No, it's a goal. So like, community is like being able to control that. You could actually benefit in such a positive way, and you could like actually help and influence. Like what you were saying, I appreciate what you were saying earlier about like the influence is like saying vice versa. Is like the people around me, like from the beginning of like my college career, like I really tried to make sure that like I was putting myself in the best position to be like influenced. Like if I was gonna be influenced in the positive direction rather than the negative direction. And it's like just surround the powers of like surrounding yourself with good people and building a good community. Yeah, it's like you could just get way further than if you just try to solo squad life, because it's like again we're like
strength in numbers and like it's also just more fun going through life with like people you actually like care about and like know, right? So that's one thing too. Like hopefully listening to this podcast, there's probably gonna be someone else listening to it who's like similar to you or like that you can create community with. And so my point with that is that there can be like community in like everything, and specifically like one thing for me too is like the gym. Like I find a lot of community there as well. Yeah, like I go to the gym. Ideally, if I go around like same time, I like to go like 8:30, 9ish. Like I see like the similar people there like day in and day out. And then like it's so crazy when you're doing something consistent. As you talked about before, like you like to keep kind of a consistent schedule. Like when something's off, or when a new person comes to the gym, and that allows you to actually isolate that information and like decide what to do with it.
Yeah,
which is so cool.
That literally applies to so many things. That feels so cool. It's like you literally think about it as like, yeah, no, like
it's like in science. And I'm a marketing major, so I mean, I guess that's kind of science. I don't even know. Like, I'm not a scientist.
not STEM major.
Not STEM major, but like talking about like different variables, right? Yeah. You got the dependent, independent. Point being is like if one variable, if you can look at one variable at a time, it's much easier to control.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
It's facts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite variable? No, just kidding. Sure, man. How's your day going today? How about that?
You know, it's been a day.
Yeah.
Yes, it looked like Gotham City outside.
Oh.
No,
Michigan is crazy. It's like
I like her.
It's November in Michigan, and it's like down bad.
Well, we've been blessed.
We have been blessed.
Have been blessed. Can't say nothing about it. You know?
Yeah.
But I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, we're not done.
I'm not saying we're done.
Oh, okay.
Can I not be appreciative?
No, I'm just making sure we're not done.
Oh. No.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the appreciation.
Oh.
Yeah.
The appreciation. But yeah. What's it called? Also, I really hope that these audios, like, on my phone, and like your voice.
I hope they pair up.
And then, like, huh?
I hope they pair up.
What do you mean?
Huh? What do you mean?
Huh?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Huh? What do you mean?
Huh? What do you mean?
Huh? Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I hope the audios pair up.
What do you mean?
No, I can't with this running joke. Also, I've noticed, like, this is like, this is how you guys know this is like a raw podcast. We've had Spotify on in the background, and we're gonna turn that off. Oh yeah, there you go. Now you guys can focus on us. 'Cause I know it was very distracting.
No.
You know what's crazy, guys? I see over here a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Christmas is around the corner, but we already have Christmas gifts.
Oh.
I don't know if anyone wants to talk about that.
Anyone, there's only two of us.
Oh. You want to talk about that?
Oh. But what, the PS5?
It's PS5?
The PS1?
Oh, yeah.
So, the PSP, yeah, so I recently purchased one of my first big boy purchases.
Oh.
Of my own money.
The car?
And it was a dang PlayStation. And for any...
Shout out to all my gamers out there.
Any people contemplating if you should buy a PlayStation, you know, nothing against gaming or just playing games or like having entertainment or fun. Me personally, you know, after buying the PlayStation, I kind of came to an epiphany that when it comes to entertainment, I already have things in abundance.
The world has a lot of distractions.
There's already so many things to entertain ourselves with it's like, I guess I'm sick of the wanting more and more and more, like the new thing, the new thing, because there's already so much that it's like, it's actually more
new game every year. FIFA 20, what FIFA are we? What 2K are we on nowadays? FIFA
2024. They're all expensive too.
Dang, man.
Are now $70. It used to be $70.
70?
Back when I was on the sticks.
Back in your day. No, we both played video games too. Like a ton.
But I was really in them gaming trenches. Like I was
Destiny. Destiny probably was the game of the
I was grinding Destiny. That's the game that both of us really played like that. Like we put some serious hours in Destiny.
Yeah.
But before my Destiny, that was PS4 age. Before my PS4 age, I had the PS3 and Nintendo games. I was a Nintendo fiend. I was playing all the Pokemon games. I was playing Metroid games. I was playing Zelda games, all the Mario games. Mario Galaxy, one of my favorite games of all time. Mario 64, Mario Sunshine. What's it called? I was just deep Ocarina of Time. You know what I mean? Like all those main like
those gamer back
Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Like I was on that. Right?
Yeah.
And then, like, with the PS3, I would just play a lot of story games. I was huge into Transformers. I had a couple
Transformers?
Kids going ballistic.
Wait, do you like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee?
Wait, hold on. Let me finish my words.
Oh, not Voltron.
We're Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, man.
Okay.
You know those games, bro. Shout out to you if you know those games. But I was on the sticks, going ballistics, and then Destiny.
That kind of rhymed. Hold on.
And then I'm a rapper.
On the sticks going ballistics. Keep it going.
Pause.
Oh, my fault.
Like, and then Destiny came, and then we were just hooping. We were just playing so much. I was going crazy on Destiny, man. That game was my childhood, and then the Overwatch. We were just gamers.
Yeah.
It was just gamers until we just weren't.
And I'll say, like, when you're a gamer, see, now this is not a case for all gamers, but I'm not gonna lie, it's very easy to grab a bag of chips and Doritos. Like, I was still playing sports at the time, but it was not where it should have been.
Yeah, I was
say that.
severely obese. Like, that's not even like I was like I weighed more.
Are you joking?
No, I weighed more than I weigh now, and I was maybe like 5 to 6 inches shorter.
That's crazy. So that means you're like 4'10".
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was just super short, super big, not moving much.
Wow.
But playing a lot and playing very hard.
Pause.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, no, video games are cool. But as everything in life, things change, and pretty much that. Yeah, change is kind of constant. I don't know if y'all heard that. Someone just screamed, kind of. But back to a little more serious stuff before we wrap it up here. It's almost been like 15 minutes, so if y'all are listening while you're like driving in a car, like shout out. We're listening at the gym. You got like 10 more minutes left if you're doing hour-long workouts. But for you, my roommate Gabriel. By the way, how do you pronounce your name?
So so
I don't know.
all right. There's like I don't mind as long as you don't just like Gabriel is correct.
Oh,
Gabriel is correct.
this is by the way, this is a correction for everyone who said his name incorrectly.
Gabriel is correct. Gabriel is correct.
Gabe.
See, if you call me Gabe, it's like that's just not my name. I'm just not a Gabe. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not a Gabe.
Okay.
It's either Gabriel.
Rafael.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah, just those.
Those.
Okay.
I don't really as long as you don't like violate, I'm fine. Like if you call me gay, bro, we're gonna have a problem. Like that's just not my name.
Yeah. You gotta be a little punctual. My name's Aronor. So
Now
yeah.
This guy gets pressed if you get
That's probably why I brought it up.
like a single thing like teachers. This is man's villain origin story. People pronounce his name Aranar or something like
Aronor.
Aaron.
But like, bro, it was kind of cool back in the day in like high school. Not even high school, middle school, elementary school. Shout out to all my like classmates, because y'all would be correcting the teachers for me. Like I just have an army of like friends or people like, that's actually not how you say it. It's Aaron or like all this stuff. And it was kind of cool because like, it was like, dang, like y'all actually care. So yeah, get people's names right. They really appreciate it. At least I do. But back to you.
Yeah.
After that tangent.
Yeah. I feel like this podcast is really cohesive.
I think so too.
So what was the question?
Oh, you go first.
Oh.
No, I was kidding. What would you tell your past self? And that could be a lot of different things.
Oh.
But like, I guess
tell my past self.
mostly towards like health and fitness, maybe. Because this podcast, it's called Lifestyle Diaries. Like
Rest.
Expand? Question mark on that. Sleep.
Ice.
Oh. Don't play
Ice on
basketball
your
for 20
knees.
hours in a row.
You don't need to play. You get diminishing marginal gains by playing past 2 hours. Like,
But what if you're trying to make it to the league?
you weren't trying to make it to the league. You didn't need to be playing 8 hours a day. That was not. There's other things to do.
Yeah.
Another thing is, you said what would I tell my past self in terms of like,
Your past self, or just like,
oh yeah, hit the weight room. Don't be scared of the weight room. Like it wasn't that I was scared of the weight room. I just like found it boring.
found it boring.
So I would just like, I'd probably tell my yourself, because I just I would get there and feel like I was doing things wrong, and I just like get demotivated by other people. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I felt like, yeah, like, what's it called? So I was like, probably just hit the weight room starting freshman year, because then I probably would have been way bigger now.
The earlier you start, like when you think about long-term things, the earlier you start, like the closer you get to like your like finish goal. So just like start today if you haven't. I think that's
I just start with something like just little like baby steps. Like, yeah, like I'd say like at least minimum start doing, because I started
body weight.
Started like body weight sophomore year. If I just start really body weight, like I would do handstands and stuff. This year, like and I built up to do handstand push-ups, and then I got injured. What's it called? Like maybe like push-ups. My problem is I just get addicted to things. Not addicted, but like
maybe an addict.
Like I would just like
you're obsessed.
I was just upset. Like I was like, I love progress, so it's just like like I would be doing like you would see me in the dorm. You just pull. I just start randomly doing push-ups. Randomly hitting handstands like all the time. And it's like, oh yeah, I see the project till like you
overdo it.
Like, yeah, like I think like muscle imbalance is one of the main things I need to like, because I would like I wouldn't like do the proper training to like strength training, and then when I did do strength training, it wasn't like proper, so I would like get muscle imbalances and things and get injured.
So another rule of thumb there might be like too much of anything can be bad.
Yeah. Just have a balanced workout. Like make sure you're like, if you're working your pushes, you're working your pulls. I feel like push and pull is a bit more obvious. It's more so for like legs. Like make sure you're working your hamstring. Make sure you're working your calf. You could actually work out your ankles. Please work out your ankles.
Your ankles,
like, because your ankles could you know what I mean? For some people, like they are strong, but that doesn't mean like you don't lose anything by training them. Essentially, just because you haven't gotten injured doesn't mean that you can't get injured in the future. And even if it's not to prevent injury, you just get better. Like if your ankles are stronger,
so don't neglect.
If your ankles are stronger, or your calves are stronger, your knees are stronger, whatever, like you're just gonna be better. Like you'll be able to jump higher. Like you don't need to wait till you get an ankle injury to be like, oh, I should train my ankles. You know what I mean? Prevention is better.
Prevention is better
than recovery.
That's so facts.
Like a billion times.
That's so facts, guys. Last thing, theoretically, hypothetically, something else, theoretically, if you're on a podcast and the opportunity to talk to like anyone in the world, the whole world maybe, what would you tell them while we listen to this background music?
Copyright of death. I would just wait till it like dies out.
No, it's okay. I'll mute it out.
Okay, so what's it called? If I had the ability to talk to anybody, I would say, or like say something to the whole world. You mean?
Yeah, like what do you want to tell the world? Would you tell the world that?
Hey man,
this music's crazy. No, we keep it authentic on this podcast. I want to do minimal editing, both for me and you guys.
No, bro, it's not for them, bro, because they gotta see through all the.
Oh. Who's running a concert? Hold on.
Says in the background going ballistic. But, if I could say something to the whole world, I don't even know what I would say. I would just be like, man, just reflect.
Reflect.
I feel like we all could use more reflection. Like, lacking self-awareness is like the one place, it's probably one of the most harmful places to be. We all can gain more self-awareness. Like, and also being you could be self-aware.
I was going to say too self-aware.
Self-awareness as where you become like.
You think you're more self-aware?
When you're like, other people say, oh, he's self-aware, or she's self-aware, like negatively. Like, oh, it's just like, or what's the word?
Like psyched out?
No, like for example, like they think that they think they're too ugly. They think they're too like, you're doing something too bad. Like, what's it called? Okay, boom, I got it. I
was gonna say anxious,
make sure, like, what's it called? Like, reflect on your life. All right, and whenever you reflect and you find something out, good or bad, just make sure that your self-criticism is constructive and not destructive.
All right. we're about to wrap this up because they're playing a ton of music. Camera shut off, all types of things.
On? Oh, look at this camera.
Side camera is not on, but guess what? It's on now.
All right, I'm gonna look. Oh, okay. That camera gets this light, by the way.
That's okay.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna look. This camera right here.
Yeah.
I was just saying to wrap it up. I don't know how much of that last part he got, but essentially, it's like, let's do some friendly self-reflecting. If you feel like you can't self-reflect because there's too much there, that's a red flag, and you should think about that. All right? Do some self-reflection, all right? Find the good things, find the bad things, you know what I mean? And be okay with both, because we all have flaws, we all have strengths, we all have things we're good at, we need to improve on, and things that, you know what I mean, it's just neutral. So with that, I just say, as you reflect, just make sure your constructive criticism is that constructive and not destructive.
Constructive, not destructive.
So, you know what I mean? Make sure it's productive.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh. All right. Well, we're gonna end it on that. Hope you guys enjoy Katy Perry or whatever is behind us. Peace out. Thank you for joining us on our first episode, the guest, Gabriel Estrada. And I'll see y'all next time. So peace out. All right, new rule. I appreciate it, by the way. Appreciate your time. No, I'm so scared that it's not gonna save sometimes.
Wait, can I hear that?
I hope that you were holding your phone close enough. Mine might not be close. I hope.
Yeah, so figure out more goats, like three, four things I really go to. What has your experience been like that? Like, do you find yourself doing more or less? Yeah. Like doing.
It's some more. No, new rule. I'm not gonna start recording after 6 p.m. because people go wild that night. What? I know. I saw. Wait, let me see if That's why you want a dynamic microphone, not a condenser. If a condenser picked that up with dynamic, then it doesn't. You know.
Wow, we listen to this background music.
I was very funny. It's so funny.
Not to get it out. Introvert besides. What's up, guys? Back on another episode of the podcast. If you're looking at the word of the podcast, that should be episode 3. And we're having our first guest today, which is actually kind of crazy. You guys will figure out more about him. Like I said, I know him pretty well. Allegedly. Allegedly? Yeah, but honestly, I'm really excited for this episode. And yeah, so let's see. For some context, it is Monday.
Are you looking at it?
November.
I'm fine with it. I'm making it right.
20th. Yeah,
I want to hear your audio.
20th. We're using our phones to record still. Might get more of a setup later on. But you know, this is really authentic. And without further ado, we're going to get started. And yeah, we can have the guest introduce themselves.
Why am I talking? I want to hear you.
So what is your name? Where are you from? And tell me a little bit about yourself. So my name is Gabriel, or Gabriel. I'm from Puerto Rico. Raised over.
What? No, that's me. I'm gonna have to mess with the audio. Man, this sounds better. Oh, can you send it to me?
Oh yeah. So where are you from? Like, what are you doing here? Like, where are you? We're in EL. We're in East Lansing.
Loki, I might have been too close to my
East
phone.
Lansing. Studying at the university, Michigan State University. We're in the state of Michigan.
What?
Didn't expect
Yeah.
to be
Why
here.
don't you email?
But here we are in the apartment.
Is it that error of it is like directly? It's directly in your phone.
No, I'm actually
Anyway,
listening.
what?
I studied marketing.
It's recording 26.
I'm studying marketing
Okay,
abroad.
good.
Eli Group College.
Oh, I made a version.
University.
Version press. Podcasting.